Ever wondered what would happen if you plugged your phone directly into the power grid? Our phones need a specific voltage and current to charge, and that's where our chargers come in, transforming the power to meet these needs. Now let's dive into the potential consequences of bypassing the charger and plugging your phone directly into the power grid. The results of connecting your phone directly to the power grid can be catastrophic. And it's not just about risking a wasted investment on a pricey gadget. The potential outcomes are far more serious. Let's start with the most immediate and dramatic consequence. Your phone could burn. The voltage in your typical power grid is exponentially higher than what your phone is designed to handle. By plugging your phone directly into an outlet, you're effectively subjecting it to a blast of electricity that it's not equipped to handle. The result? A fried phone, quite literally. The internal components can overheat, damaging the circuitry and potentially causing a fire. Next, we have to consider the battery exploding. Batteries work within specific voltage and current parameters. Once those parameters are exceeded, the excess energy can cause the battery to heat up rapidly. This swift and extreme shift in temperature can lead to a chemical reaction within the battery, causing it to explode. Not only does this render your phone unusable, but it also poses a significant safety risk, potentially causing injuries and property damage. Lastly, the phone's internal parts could get damaged due to the high voltage. Modern smartphones are intricate devices filled with delicate components that are all designed to operate within a specific voltage range. When subjected to the high voltage from a power grid, these components can get damaged or destroyed. This doesn't just mean a non-functioning phone. It can also lead to a chain reaction of electrical failures in the device, rendering it completely useless. In conclusion, plugging your phone directly into the power grid is akin to throwing it into a stormy sea and expecting it to survive. It's an action that's likely to end in disaster, risking not only the device itself, but also your safety. So, it's clear that plugging your phone directly into the power grid is a bad idea. But how do you charge your phone safely? Let's dive into that next. Charging your phone safely is critical to prolonging its life and protecting your safety. So, how can you ensure that you're charging your phone the right way? Let's delve into some safe charging practices that can help you keep your device in optimum condition. First and foremost, always use the original charger that comes with your phone. It's designed specifically for your device, ensuring the right voltage and current are supplied. While it may be tempting to grab a cheap charger from the local store, these often don't meet the same safety standards and can cause damage over time. Next, keep an eye on your phone while it's charging. If you notice your phone overheating beyond the usual warmth, it could be a sign of a problem. Overheating can not only damage your phone's internal components but also poses a fire risk in extreme cases. So, don't ignore it. Unplug your phone and let it cool down before trying to charge it again. Another critical aspect to remember is to keep your phone away from water and moisture. Water and electricity don't mix well, and charging a wet phone can lead to short circuits, damaging the phone and possibly causing a fire. If your phone gets wet, make sure it's completely dry before you plug it in. Lastly, don't leave your phone unattended while charging, especially overnight. While most modern smartphones have systems in place to prevent overcharging, it's still a good practice to unplug your phone once it's fully charged. This not only helps preserve battery health, but also prevents any potential fire hazards. By following these guidelines, you can ensure the safety of your device and yourself. Remember, your phone is an investment, and treating it with care can extend its lifespan and keep it performing at its best. But what makes phone chargers so special that they can convert high-voltage power supply to something our phones can handle? Well, let's dive right into it. The secret sauce of phone chargers is the duo, transformers and rectifiers, the unsung heroes of our daily tech life. The transformer's job is to step down the high voltage from the power grid to a more manageable level, while the rectifier converts alternating current to direct current. Picture a transformer as a middleman. It handles the power from the grid, which is typically around 110 to 240 volts depending on where you live, and reduces it to a more phone-friendly level. This step-down process happens through a process called electromagnetic induction. It's a fantastic principle discovered by Michael Faraday in the 19th century. Now, imagine a coil of wire wrapped around a magnetic core, with another coil of wire wrapped around the same core, but with fewer turns. The first coil, connected to the power grid, generates a magnetic field when electricity passes through it. This magnetic field induces a current in the second coil, but because it has fewer turns, the voltage is lower. That's the essence of how a transformer works, stepping down voltage to make it safer for our beloved devices. But the transformer alone isn't enough. While it does reduce the voltage, the current it produces is still alternating current, or AC. Our phones, like most electronic devices, run on direct current, or DC. This is where the second hero of our story, the rectifier, comes into play. A rectifier is like a traffic cop, directing the flow of current in one direction only. It takes the oscillating AC voltage from the transformer and flips the negative half of the wave to make it positive. The result is a bumpy but entirely positive direct current. However, our phones prefer a smooth, steady supply of power. So, the rectifier's output goes through a smoothing capacitor, which evens out the bumps and gives us a steady DC voltage. This is the kind of power that our phone batteries can safely handle. But it doesn't end there. Modern chargers also have a built-in microchip that controls the charging process, ensuring that your phone gets the right amount of power and doesn't overcharge, which can lead to reduced battery life or even damage. So, there you have it. That little box you plug into the wall isn't just a simple connector, it's a sophisticated piece of tech that uses principles of physics and electronics to safely charge your phone. So, that's why we need phone chargers and why we can't just plug our phones directly into the power grid. To sum it all up, the consequences of directly connecting your phone to the power grid are serious, ranging from overheating and potential fire, to battery explosions and irreversible damage to the phone's internal components. The voltage in the power grid is simply too high for our phones to handle. That's why phone chargers are crucial. They regulate the voltage and current to a level that our phones can safely manage. And while we're on the subject of safety, it's important to always use the original charger. Keep the phone away from water when charging, monitor for any overheating, and never leave it unattended while it's charging. Remember, safety first when charging your phone. Thank you for tuning in, and stay safe out there.